Welcome, Giga Gamers. We've got game two. It's actually the third game of the day, but the second one that matters. We've got Mad Lions fighting for playoff hopes versus Vitality. Here we go. All right, so we're picking up 4 minutes into the game. We're going to see a very active El Yoya. We've got fairly even lane states across the board. We're going to look for the Xayah versus Jinx. We do think, we have commented multiple times that we think Xayah is in an absolutely cracked position right now. People don't seem to be picking her up. She's going to be exceptionally strong in this lane. Jinx having backed for a cull. So Xayah is going to have combat stats and clearing stats in this position. So we'll see how they flex the Xayah Nautilus into Alistar. Again, Alistar infamously weak early. We'll see once your team has enough damage where they can follow up on your engage and you're good. The Mad Cow, Kaiser, is also going Aftershock. You see a lot of people going Glacial Augment. This rune makes me think that he's looking for these kind of reach engages. He feels like his team's not going to have the full support right away, so he needs the Aftershock to stay alive. Whereas most people like Glacial Augment for the extra slow field. It lets you be a little bit more, we'll say imprecise or faster, quicker trigger on the game. So Armu putting on a clinic on Gnar last hitting. Alfari, I want to talk about Alfari versus Armu in the top lane. Two former All-Pros in the top lane. Renekton versus Gnar is really a test of cooldowns, right? You've got the Renekton E. He's going to be casting it every time it's on cooldown. Basically, when he goes forward, Gnar has to either immediately reposition or in tough situations cast his E, which is on a twice as long cooldown. So in theory, every time that Gnar is in mini mode, Renekton can E in once. Second time he E's, it blows the E from... the first time he gets the E from Gnar. The second time he should get a flash. The third time he does it, he should get an E from Gnar. And then by then it's mega, and then you have to wait till the next sequence. But eventually you do this enough, you show aggression enough times, and we know Alfari's willing to do it, then there will be windows to kill the Gnar. And Renekton can actually do it by himself, but certainly the combination of Renekton Diana is super high damage. Very difficult for Gnar to survive this lane. We'll see how he plays it out. He's going to look for chunk outs at the end of that trade. Nice, using his ultimate at the end of the window. Beautifully done by Arma, just getting a health lead, but now he has to be very careful. He's mini for the next minute. Alfari going for the EQ, does not get the stun off. If he gets the stun, that would be a very healthy chunk out of Armut. You see Diana pathing up towards the top now. Alfari going for that all-in. He ults. He's looking. He knows he's got the damage lead. He's got the health lead. The call is that Twisted Fate is coming. Diana cannot get here. They just pull him out. This is huge for Twisted Fate. Hugely negative for Twisted Fate. It is immense for the Yasuo to get back into this game. Yasuo Perks is putting a control ward down. I hate that control ward. You know enemy team's coming back into you right now. There was a high probability of that ward going down. They do use the misinformation of Selfmade. The fact that Selfmade went back into his jungle made the duo Poppy and Twisted Fate, Reeker and El Yoya, play much safer there. There's the combination. Dash in, stun, Arma not playing safe enough with no Twisted Fate. What are you doing? You just saw this. Your team just blew their resources, and they're taking the long way back, and then you die anyways? This is a huge mistake from Armut. This is going to put them way behind the 8-ball. Yasuo got ahead. Renekton got the kill. Diana, by effect of being able to be more active during this entire sequence, also goes ahead. So, bot lane, as long as Karzi can just continue to push this wave, stay steady. Xayah also just a great counter to Alistar. Anytime Alistar comes into you, he's always putting himself into feather range. Not to mention that you have the ultimate to dodge out on the full combo if you want to. This is an immense lead for Vitality. And really, this could spell doom for Mad Lions, who were one of the favorites to carry to the playoffs and potentially to MSI. I do believe they went to MSI last year, right? I do believe they went to MSI last year. They were the spring champions. So this is a underwhelming performance the whole season, really. So this is the stage of the game now. Yasuo is going to start taking over against Twisted Fate. He really has very little counterplay. You just wait for the pick a card to come out. Very telegraphed. Very easy wind wall target. Perk's looking for the dirty farms. Now look at this. With complete impunity, stepping up. Despite Diana being in his base, Perks is stepping up to go for that turret hit. All right, this is the strong point for Gnar. We'll see how he flexes again. Alfari just proving player diff up here. Look at Perks, very nicely done. Wait for the animation. As soon as the Twisted Fate starts that auto animation, that's when you throw the tornado. That way you lock them up for the longest amount of time. Something that you can do in your games, most people aren't doing it, use your movement abilities to get around the map, right? If you're Nautilus, don't just walk somewhere. Spider-Man there. Nice big ult. Good flash to jump over that, make sure to not get knocked up. Actually does the Yasuo a favor, getting back into lane a little faster. Taking nothing but the shield with him. Lubrov making this play. This game's over. This game's over. We've got a 2K gold lead. Herald's coming. We're going to spell this out to 3K gold lead. Jinx, all right, now very importantly for Mad Lions, get something, all right? Twisted Fate's going to push out mid. Alistar's going to hover to make sure he can do it. Jinx should take this dragon. She's not doing it. She's going for the wave. She should be prepping this dragon for the Poppy. Twisted Fate off of the push. They could get this dragon as well. They're instead saying that they can get a plate in the bot wave. Maybe it's worth it. You see Vitality with the pro play, right? They're rotating Renekton to the bottom lane, right? Your team has Herald. Put your strong top laner down here so that the counterplay is as weak as possible. They are positioning for a dive. Alfari snuffs it out. Ooh, Lubrov putting that spell on cooldown. They may be trying to set a trap here. Mad, realizing that the play is up. The gig is up. There is no counterplay here. They're just going to settle for dragon. Now, what I don't like is Xayah rotating down. All right, you had Xayah in a premium position. You could have pushed out mid, could have used self-made high pressure right away. Get that Herald down right away. So you've done the correct thing, which is now that your marksman has rotated towards the middle of the map to help with the Herald, to potentially, in best case scenarios, pick it up, then you send your top laner down to the bot wave, okay? And then you let your marksman push a wave, get plates with the backup from the Herald. This is the optimal usage. They do decide to try to counter the counterplay by answering it instead of just countering it on the far side of the map. They could have either set Yasuo or Xayah up with a free 320, probably 480 gold. Instead, they leave the buff on Diana. She'll be looking to make a play over the next 2 minutes. Optimal usage is to get a kill and then to drop it, so you can bet she's going to go towards Yasuo to try to turn on that ultimate. This is very loose usage right here. You're tossing it right away. Now your team has to stretch to get this plate. They will get it though. Yasuo and Diana do have enough damage. I would like to see her actually move in, get a little bit closer so you can guarantee those plate hits, then drop the Herald. They may end up paying a life for it. Let's see if Lubrov is able to get out. Self-made. Oh, we've got the usage right here. They're feeling strong. If they win this fight. If they just clean win this fight, no, it won't happen. This is Mad's chance back in the game. 4v3. Vitality gave them the window to outplay. They opted to go for the 3v4 on a stretch that could have been sealed and done. The game is absolutely over. But honestly, you shouldn't be taking a 50-50 play like that when you're already 80% favored. Or even, I would argue, 95% favored to win this game. You just shouldn't take it. Yes, you're strong. Yes, you could seal that last 4%, last 5% where you're just like, yep, we're shutting the door. This game's absolutely over. But instead, you've opened it wide back open for Mad. They are, within calling distance of Vitality. They're still behind. They're still losing compositionally and positionally. They're way behind. Good timing by Lubrov for the peel, but unfortunate that Perks put up his wind wall at the same time that Lubrov threw the anchor. So a little miscommunication. What will be worth noting later is going back and doing the little math check. Get your analysts out. Could you have just won that fight without using the wind wall early? So you just lock up Twisted Fate, try to burst him down, use the Yasuo ultimate and the combination from Diana to just swing that fight early and then keep it up with the wind wall being able to stop any further progression from Gnar, for example. Doesn't do very much against Poppy or versus Alistar, obviously. Again, that's just a play though. Like, at best, we're talking about going into the mathematics of whether or not that's a 55-45 play, or even that, like, under perfect execution you should just win it. The fact is, there's not perfect execution. You're going to be making mistakes. You can reach for perfection and find greatness along the way, but springboarding enemy team with 3 kills, including shutdowns on your Diana Yasuo, that's a big deal. All right, so how does Vitality decide to regroup here? They're gonna hover bot lane, looking for a play here. Mad is looking to answer. But with Twisted Fate completely on the far side of the map, he does have his teleport open. I don't think that they're looking to really engage this fight. You don't want to get that global. You want to actually allow Renekton to threaten the Twisted Fate's life here. I'm going to see them bounce back into mid lane and use the priority to get a quick push in here. Right, take your pressure in bottom and transition it to a slight lead in mid. They're choosing to back off completely, though, which ends up being a complete wash and a win for Mad Lions. Getting Jinx some free farm in this game of the week. Now, in each of these matchups, they're feeling quite strong. Renekton, Twisted Fate. Any moment that the card might even present itself down, and without rapid fire cannon, anytime that Twisted Fate goes for an auto attack is a chance for Renekton to go in. Here you go. You see him dash in, bait it, dash out. He's going to look to do it again soon. Yasuo versus Mininar is an incredibly good matchup for him, and one that they want to abuse. So I like that they're putting in this lane assignment. Really, Yasuo could be in either one of these. There is an argument for putting your team into the Yasuo and putting your Renekton into the mid lane, so that he can flex his strength to either side. And you just showed why, because Twisted Fate is able to show up mid. They catch a pick on Nautilus right with the dragon. Now, what Vitality is saying is you used a lot of cooldowns to make that play happen. You used 3 ultimates. So we're actually going to play with strength because we are stronger than you. We still have our spells. And there they go with a combo. You get Yasuo ult picking off the Mininar over the wall. All right, here's where Karzi's strength. The pass-through feathers are incredible. AoE damage plus self-zoning. Look how you can play almost frontline Xayah with a build like this. She's just got infinite mana. She's going for the lethality build, so expect to see Eclipse. We're going to see Manamune into Eclipse, and then probably Collector and something like Essence Reaver, but we'll see where she goes with the rest of that build. Sometimes they opt for just hyper defensive items after this, or even a Cyrilda's Grudge, just to get the pass-through damage to slow people. And oh, nice take by Reeker. And just use the Cyrilda's Grudge splash, like I said, for slow. Now, Vitality. If we look at endgame team comps, the fight is pretty easy to see from Vitality, right? You've got Karzi and Yasuo that can both stand in front. They can both pseudo front line, right? By threatening, by dealing their damage. They're not really afraid, because if any fight comes out, the gap clears from Diana, Alfari on the flank, Nautilus with a ranged engage, any of those things, you get this wombo combo from Vitality, this T-bone attack, right? Any team that's looking to flank like this, the power is just exceptional. Twisted Fate will be pulled out of his element anytime that happens to them. What they want to do is spread the map out. Nard needs to be strong enough in the side lane to pull pressure to him and be able to answer it. Neat little interaction. And then have Twisted Fate making plays. If you're not making extremely proactive plays on Twisted Fate, then you are not using it to its full capacity. Brav dodging. Now this is another one of those positions where a lot of cooldowns are down. They could be looking for another window. Did Diana's ultimate not go off there? They are walking under the turret, showing strength. Alfari doesn't... I don't know if I'm crazy, but I feel like I just saw multiple bugs. Did Diana's ult? I swear I saw Twisted Fate's card not hit, although that might have been a wind wall from Twisted Fate. Diana's ultimate, did it resolve? Alfari's Q did spin, but did he heal? Maybe the healing just took place at the same time as damage? I don't know. Nice little pop from Elyoya. Isolate here. This is what you want. You isolate the person who's trying to flank you. Jinx comes in with the pressure. Yeah, all right, it was Perk's wind wall. So now they separate. All right, so this is what I don't like from Perks. Right, Perks is going straight up, separating his team. Now there's no choice for a counterplay. Mad correctly identifies that they can go for a full trade here. Full extension. All right, she does get the knockup, but look, it didn't deal damage to Unforgiven. I don't know. I'd have to go back frame by frame and see if that's truly a bug, but it felt like it. I don't know. All right, regrouping. Mad springboards into the lead. They want these. They want the picks. They want to isolate players and kill them one off at a time. If they do get into a big team fight, they're using Poppy and Gnar to reposition, move players around the fight, while Jinx is able to just rip into the whole team. Of course, Yasuo is looking for that backline access. Xayah can play more aggressively. They just got separated, right? Right around beneath the banana bush in the western quadrant. Got isolated. Renekton was not able to stay alive through it. And Jinx coming in with the coming in excited is such a big deal. Nice wards from Mad Lions, taking their lead and turning it into a vision lead. Hopefully turn it into something more. We keep on seeing Twisted Fate in the top lane. It is the most mobile champion you have, so they're spreading out, trying to get that wave out first, get it out far, so that your team can reposition around this ensuing dragon. And it does look like Vitality is going to concede the dragon. What are you going to do with this Herald? Are they going to gambit the dragon in exchange for a Baron? Oh, look at this. They're not moving together. Again, they shouldn't. They have a Yasuo. They should not fear Twisted Fate arriving. All right, Vitality, when Twisted Fate shows up here, you need to just stand your ground and fight him and allow Perks to play his champion. Windwall's, of course, down now, so you have that 20-second window for the team to find some engages. Poppy's separating the fight. They do crash Perks into the wall, but there's no follow-up, so we'll see if Vitality's damage and Karzi's self-peel is going to be strong enough. Look at him ripping through people in the back. Splash this through. Perks keeping Unforgiven from dealing more damage. Again, they split off. They could have condensed. Alfari could have continued. Karzi was in a perfect position to self-peel and keep on ripping through. So missed opportunity from Vitality. Another poorly fought situation where first, they didn't allow Yasuo to cast his spell. Or first, you could say they're in a position that they're not ready for. So maybe we'll say that. 2, after getting separated by the Poppy, they're not willing to condense again. So you allow your Yasuo, allow your champions to do what they're designed to do. Yasuo's got a big clump of damage. Alfari's got his cooldowns again. He should be looking to get back in right here. Armo would be dead. Foregone conclusion. Jinx would be your chase target. She wouldn't be able to deal any more damage because you've got the threat of Karzi backing you up. She can't stand her ground. You either get Perks out or you are able to continue the whole fight favorably. That's one of the things about playing a champion. And this is one of the things that stems, well, we'll say, nips innovation in the bud. It's tough to play new things because not everyone on your team is going to play them well. But the same can be true about the other team playing against you, right? So you have Reeker jumping in and using his ultimate Destiny in against Yasuo. Yasuo just has the best counter in the world. Completely shut you off. You've done nothing. All you've done is port into the middle of my team. We can just engage on you every single time. But the team does not seem to be prepared for this. Look, again, they're running. This time it's because they've got numbers. This time it's fine. Here we go. Renekton should be looking. Get to backline. He's got the stun on Forgiven. Dashing around the fight. Reposition. The ult is down. Kaiser uses the chance to engage on Xayah. But look at this again. Completely split apart. Mad Lions have made the call that if we just use Poppy to separate the fight, then we will be able to turn these favorably. There you go. Look, Yasuo being strong against Twisted Fate. It's too bad that it's a little bit too late. I thought this game was over. Ease of execution, though. Going to Mad Lions. Poppy creating chaos. That's what you can do against some of these all-star players. Everyone's so talented, but do they know where to position in the middle of a fight? Can they react to being moved? Poppy being in the middle of a fight. I mean, Poppy's such a strong champion. We've mentioned it before. She's stronger than she was last time that she was meta. And yet people don't play her. She's not like priority auto pick. Carzzy getting lit up as soon as he comes out. Again, though, like, you know, Perks, almost zero chance that Perks has Carzzy on his screen right there. Perks is running while Xayah is in ultimate form and coming down, right? There's always going to be that window, maybe not exactly in that fight, but you need to be looking for those opportunities where Xayah's coming down. You know enemy team's going to be focusing everything on the Xayah. You might have a window to come back in right at that moment. Vitality, you know, really shutting doors on themselves, spreading out, allowing Twisted Fate to make these plays. Poppy is, I mean, Elioya and Poppy gets this MVP by just being a wrecking ball in the middle of these fights. Creating space, saying, I dare you to try to dash, Yasuo, Renekton, Diana. These champions that rely on their dashes, Poppy's just getting in the middle of that fight and crushing it and displacing the team and daring Vitality to have up to the second shot calls. All right, I like this moving as a team. Kaiser's a little bit behind. There is a window right here. Let's see if Vitality knows it's there. Perks does have an ultimate. All right, Kaiser feigning strength. He's not actually strong here. He might just die. They do go for strength on self-fade. There's no way that they're strong in both positions, so they should continue the fight. Kaiser does get out. That must be his flash. His real flash. Yasuo unwilling to commit. I think also, you know, just saying, hey, Perks does not realize that all of our numbers are over here. He could commit to this. I don't want to rag on Perks too hard. This is the difficulty of Yasuo, by the way. Your champion is so mechanically intensive. Putting to the screen, putting to the rift what your ideas on your brain are. So challenging on that champion and requires so much manipulation that it is very difficult to also watch the game and make the correct assessment. I do like Yasuo into this team, but I like Poppy into their team even more. All right, Baron's trickling out. Last 10 seconds of Baron. They're going to use it to flex into the Dragon Pit using 3-for-1. They did get the inhibitor in the top wave, so any slow fight in the bot side of the map is going to favor Mad Lions. This game is in checkmate with a comp like this. Yasuo is going to go and push as hard as he can. He's going to say, how much gold can I get right now? Can I force people to come to me? If I can force the enemy team come to the lane with supers, then we're in good shape. Notice that you're not going to allow the supers to chug down your minions, right? Block the super, attack it yourself, tank the damage, steal it back up. Now the correct answer for Mad Lions, all right, you're going to keep your Yasuo up there. We're not going to answer Yasuo. We're going to push the bot wave. And the middle, you've got Twisted Fate with 2 globals being able to move. Look at Poppy just disrupting the fight. Twisted Fate comes over to secure it. It was not necessary, but they felt it was better to be safe than sorry. We'll see if Kaiser tries to find a window. On Leberov, of course, you want Poppy to have the ring up before you progress. They're going to use this momentum with no turret. They're going to keep 5 players here. There is no answer for Vitality to push mid. You do have a teleport from Renekton. There are no wards behind them, though. The furthest that they have is this pink ward just outside the gate. Great job by Mad to seal off the potential targets for a Alfari flank. All right, this would be their best position. I'd like to see Alfari going around. He's looking for it. He's trying to get, look at this. They're trying to position a T-bone straight on and flank. They get the inhibitor, nothing to fight for. 2 supers coming in the top lane. 5 minutes on this. There's huge issues for Vitality. If you find the win here, it has to be off of a Diana or Renekton flank into a Yasuo ultimate to set up your team fight. Xayah needs to be willing to fully go full damage, save that ultimate for the last possible moment, or for AoE damage, which is one of the tricky things that you have with Xayah. The issue is that since she went with the lethality build, she's not going to have the same pop-off, right? She's not critting into them with that massive attack speed boost. Instead, she's very much reliant on the drawback from the feathers. We'll see if she goes Black Cleaver next. It's not common, but it is good. Black Cleaver has much more damage on it than it used to, and especially for a champion like Xayah that's dealing a lot of pass-through AoE damage, especially on the feathers. If you're ever rooting someone, you are also shredding. Oh, a little misplay from Reeker. All right, here's their chance. They've missed their engage. Can you re-engage? Jinx biting the dust early. All right, Selfmade stays alive. Can they have the composure to continue this fight? Armut says it's done. Oh, the flash in to kill Xayah. Are you kidding? Armut, one of the best Gnar players in the world. Pulling it out right there. Throwing 2 champions into the wall and then flashing on top with the Q and auto to finish off the Xayah. Mad Lions, they pull that fight together. Now, just like last week where Vitality stole that win with the Winions, this was a fight that always favored Mad, right? If Vitality continues that fight, it needs to be gavel dropping, like execute right now. We have to get it done perfectly, because if you don't, if that fight either lingers or if you lose even more decisively, then you have definitely lost the game. They chose to play it more safely. They spread out. They pulled some numbers back. They get people back into the base. They're choosing to live another day, but honestly, this game's 99% in Mad Lions' favor here. They've got 2 inhibs down. One is respawning in the top lane on this next wave. You can notice no more supers coming. So the inhibitor is about to come up in about 10 seconds. They're going to push out. They've got the inner line for the dragon. They still have 2 minutes left on the bottom inhibitor. So expect Twisted Fate to push out top lane. Expect the team to push mid. That way they'll get all 3 lanes pushing. And Twisted Fate will be able to jump into a fight and isolate. So let's take a look. They end up with Elyoya Kaiser, just Poppy, just countering the Yasuo. Look at all that CC, just all those knockups. The 2 champions that can fight Yasuo. Yasuo wants Jinx and he wants a piece of Twisted Fate. He does not want to see Poppy and Alistar in his face. All right, so there you go. Mid push. They're actually eschewing the top push. It will probably come back out to them, so they have to be careful about a potential sneaky loss. If they lose a fight here, that is a teleport target that could end the game. That top wave, they're looking to press in again bottom. That doesn't make sense. They must just think that they have the line on perks, which they do. They've got the inside track. Stunned up. They caught perks. Kaiser continuing the fight. Renekton, you got to show strength here. This is it. Oh, he dashes in right as Poppy puts up the Vanguard shield. This is going to be an unforgiving finish to this game. Jinx with a triple kill. And Mad Lions snatch the victory. Elyoya, Poppy, tanky, using the broken force of nature. Look at those multiple fawns out on their team. Look, you're against a lethality Xayah, Yasuo, and Renekton, and you've got 2 force of natures on your team. Ever wonder if that item's actually broken? That item is overstated. You should buy it if you have any reason to get it. Multiple speed buffs, lengths of fight, you're going to get those stacks. You're going to be faster and tankier. You're going to be able to move around those fights. So Force of Nature, is it just Force of Nature diff? Or was it the whole team comp? Or was it just that Vitality was bubbling out? We'll come back. We'll take a look at these videos, going frame by frame in the next video. Comment down in the section below who you think's got a better chance in the playoffs. We've got the underdogs winning these games. They're still alive. The top of the bracket is not separating themselves here. So what's going to happen in the LEC? Let us know. I'll catch you next time. Peace.